Hi. Why was 2024 like the roughest year possible? I'd like to call the jury on this one. Also, if you're wondering what is on my lips, I am currently getting ready and this is a lip stain. It will come off. Don't worry. I have a holiday thing tonight, so while I'm getting ready for that, let's yap, because I just lost someone in my family that I was really close with 2 days ago. And it's been tough for a few different reasons, but it really just comes down to like the fact that like this year has been one thing after the other. Like there's been a lot of good in this year, but there's been so much loss and just so many like, what's that called when like the pitcher throws something really like crazy and you're just like, like it's been, you know what I'm saying? It's the frick. I don't know what it's called. Curveballs. There's been so many curveballs. So I just want to talk about grief as the topic in general. Like I feel like we need to talk and dissect this together. I feel like we need to just hear each other out on this and hear some different perspectives, and also try and see how positive we can be with this, because it's annoying as chunks. So before we even talk about the person I just lost, let's talk about like rewind. Back in March, I would say, January, February, March. Well, like February, my mom got diagnosed with cancer, and that alone was like a very scary thing, and something that I dealt a lot with was anticipatory grief. So that was just kind of like this thought that like every time I tried to go to sleep, or I literally couldn't sleep because I would have nightmares that felt so real that she was gone or something happened to her, she was sick, and she was sick, but it was like I lost her already, and that just wasn't fair to her or me to be like thinking that way. But I was sleeping, like I couldn't control it. Like what do you want from me, you know what I mean? So anticipatory grief is when you think like what is coming is like already happening, so you start having like nightmares, or you start thinking the worst is coming even though it hasn't happened yet. Like you're just anticipating the worst, and that alone can just kind of paralyze you, because it's like all that your thoughts are consumed by. And then it's kind of been a few months since then. Fran is still here. She is still here. She is fighting. She's not in remission or anything yet. She's still fighting, so, you know, stay updated on that. But everything else that's kind of happened. Then I lost an aunt like a couple months later. And then just, you know, then 2 months later from that, yesterday, I lost my favorite cousin ever. Like I FaceTimed her every single day. She was young, and she died unexpectedly, and she lived alone, so like we didn't find her for a little bit, and it's just so sad. It is so sad to lose someone. So if you're someone that is currently dealing with a loss of some sort, and that's why you clicked on this video, or you're just having a rough 2024 in general, and you just need a light at the end of the tunnel, you just need a reason to keep going, like you just need hope that it gets better. Like the thing is that we never really know if something's gonna get better. Like I never knew that this stuff was gonna happen this year, you know, but I also never knew like the good things were gonna happen this year that happened. So even though these things suck, like there's no other terminology to even like classify this stuff, and even saying that doesn't do it justice, because it's truly just the worst ever that you have to deal with, and it's not fair, and it doesn't make sense, and so many things. But the best thing that you can think is just, how can I improve my mindset around the situation? You know, it's not like you're losing the person. The way that I try to think about it is that now that person is in heaven, hopefully like they knew God, so they're in heaven, and now, you know, they're looking down upon you and having gained another angel, and that angel is now looking out for you in ways that they couldn't when they were on earth. And you know, sometimes it's just things like that you have to think of. The anticipatory grief, I really don't have an answer to. That really took a toll on me, and I still fight it. Obviously, since Fran is not completely healed, and you're just, parents getting older in general is a very scary thing when they start having health problems, or even if they don't, even if they're genuinely just getting older, it's scary to think that your parents, you know, might not always be there. This is such a dark topic. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was trying to somehow make this positive, but truly this year was just, wow, this year was, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, let's just hope for a better 2025, because that's really all we can do. Let's pray for it, and just know that whoever you're grieving right now, or you feel lost without, like, there's still a piece of you, and they're still looking over you, and you know, you kind of just have to cope with that in any way that you can. We've all, like, all of us in the family have been dealing with it in different ways. I know some people really like to just distract themselves and pretend like it's not happening. Some people like to throw themselves into work. Some people try to build meaningful relationships outside of that so that they can distract themselves in that way. And then some of us just cry. We just cry a lot, and we lock ourselves away. We want to isolate ourselves. I think that might be the worst, but sometimes you do have to do it. Sometimes you truly can't bring yourself to do anything else, and that's totally fair as well. And sometimes when you're grieving, you don't have a support system, which that also can be a sucky thing in and of itself. So I'm sorry if you do feel alone right now, and whoever you are grieving, I'm here for you, because I'm so sorry. That is the worst feeling ever, to be alone and then losing the person that you had, you know. But the plus side is that once you start living again, you start getting yourself, like, this is what can get you out of bed. When you start getting back out into the world, you start building relationships again, and you start doing the things that you don't want to do, you start to have people again. And you start to form new relationships, and you start to form new communities and new support systems. So it's really just doing the things you don't want to do. That's it. So that's grieving. That's what I'm up to this week. I am going to talk a bit, like, each day on different things that are going on in the day, and just, like, yeah, on just some advice and some positive mindset, like what I'm going through in, like, my 20s, and just life in itself, without editing or anything, because I think it's so important that we have these people to, like, have purposeful conversations. I'm so sick of, like, the stupid type of content. Yes, I love making people smile and everything, but I also want to, like, have these deeper conversations that really let you in on, like, what's actually going on, you know. So this is just what was going on today for me, because I'm dealing with it currently. We have a funeral on Friday, so we just really need to get that over with, which, like, I know that sounds terrible, but that's just gonna be so terrible. I'm really dreading that so much, having to, like, it's so real then, you know, it becomes so real. It's too real. The hardest part is that she was an angel. She didn't deserve it. Like, she's so young, and she was so sweet to everyone, and yet she is gone. And the only thing that I can think of is, like, she wasn't very happy here, you know, like, she didn't meet her husband, she lived alone, so maybe she's just so much happier now in heaven. And that's just what I'm clinging on to. That's what I'm telling myself, because otherwise I think it's just too sad, and you can start to, you know, be upset about the situation. And I don't want to be upset ever about a situation or at God or anything like that, because he obviously knows what's best, and the second you start to question that, you lose your faith, and all you have is your faith. So I hope that just, if you're dealing with something similar, that just hearing this, talking it out together, maybe helped you, or just, I don't know if it helps you, but maybe it just is nice to hear someone else going through something similar. Just know you're not alone, even though you feel so alone, and you probably physically are alone. Like, I hate when people are like, oh, you're not alone, but like, you are alone, because I was alone at one point, like, actually. But know that you won't always be alone. If you get out there, meet people, try and, whether it's through your job, whether it's through activities, whether it's through social media, whatever it is, find people, find them, because they're out there, and they are what make the world go around. And be grateful that heaven has another angel looking out for you right now. I love you guys. Trying to stay as positive as I can. And I'm excited for 2025 because we have so many good things coming up. So that's what we're looking forward to. This year was a whole wreck in itself. It was a lot just after each other, and like, you think you're gonna get to the end of 2024 and then boom, something else happens, you know? So yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that. It's just, that's just how life is right now, to be honest with you. Like, just, this is just raw. There is no coverage on what I talk about here. So I just want to let you know that I love you, and this year might have sucked, but you know what, there were some good things. But there are also some very interesting things going on. I don't want to keep talking about this now, but oh, also, this is random. I'm having weird health problems where my pinky is turning blue and then I keep passing out. So I don't know if that's something to do with my heart, but I have a doctor's appointment on Monday, so I'll keep you guys updated. Let's hope that I will be healthy. I know I'm definitely not healthy now, because that's not a good sign, but we're gonna figure out what that is. I'll keep you updated. Bye. Love you. Have an amazing day. If it's night, get some sleep. And get out there and do things that you don't want to do. Interact with people. Pretend to smile. Do what you need to do, because it will get better. One foot in front of the other. Love you.